Hello, dear friends. Clips for questions and answers. Today with me is Masha.
Hi.
And we're ready to answer really tons of questions that you send us. We'll try to answer everything, so let's go to the questions.
Let's go.
Okay, so Ramona from Germany, she's saying good evening. I can awake also the point in the heart in people who not have it yet. Can she do it?
No.
So it's up
What
to
do
whom?
you think?
I think that the awakening of the point in the heart doesn't depend directly on us. We're not awakening the point in the heart, but the Creator is awakening. But it has all of this sequence of awakening of the points in the heart. They have their sequence. So before us, like 10 years ago, we were awakened. We also thought, I need to do something with my life to... And it was because other friends of ours were correcting themselves, were creating the connection between themselves, and thus their parts inside of me and inside of you were corrected. And this is why all of a sudden we felt that there is something much more bigger than this life, this world, and then we came here. So the more we will connect between ourselves and will increase the importance of the study of Kabbalah in our life, the more other people will be awakened.
You know, I think of it sometimes as a kind of a biological clock. Like you have those phases of like really deep sleep when you're awake completely, and then there are phases in life when a person is kind of looking, kind of searching, kind of looking for something. And sometimes you can see it in your friends that they have phases in life when they really don't care about anything, and then there are phases in life usually when they suffer a bit. When they suffer, something's opened inside. They start to feel something more, look for something more, and maybe those are the points where you can say something, but do it in a very careful way. In a very, very careful way. Don't don't push your knowledge and your wisdom and everything you discovered in life upon them, but be careful to wake it up in a really soft manner.
And your answer is really connected to what Wolfgang from Germany is asking. He asked, how do I deal with people who do not recognize their points in the heart? So you simply, as Masha said, you don't deal with them. I mean, you don't coerce them, you don't come to them, you must learn. What are you doing? You're so ignorant. There is Kabbalah. And everyone will look at you. What do you want? In the nice German manner. And this is not our way. Our way, first of all, is that we need to learn Kabbalah. We're students. It's only the first course, and you're already very advancing. But this is the first course. We need to know what's going on between ourselves to study Kabbalah. Then you will see that the desire, it's a natural process, really. Rab Leitman gave birth several months ago to the 9 phases of the 10 phases, really, in the Integral Education Congress. And everything begins from connection. When you feel the connection, then you want to maintain it. Then you want to even increase it, not to lose it, but even to increase it until something, a sensation, a warm sensation, which is called the raspberry sphere, between us, yeah? A sensation of oneness. And then, only from this sensation, from this inner and very concrete feeling, then you feel the desire to spread this thing to others. Okay, so in several weeks, and we will be in this sensation. And let's go to Jessica. You want to add?
Yes, I have to tell you that I also have in my everyday life, I almost don't have people who are studying Kabbalah around me. I'm working in a place, and I have family and friends and people who are not connected to Kabbalah. And Rav Leitman also talked a lot about being a transmitter, so-called. You are a transmitter between the creator and the group and your Kabbalistic environment, and you're not Kabbalistic environment. And you really have to be this transmitter, and also in some kind of way an example. And you will see that if you will be really nice to people, you will listen to them, you will open your heart to them, and you will help them open their hearts, then on some point you will see that you do have an influence on those people. And the point in your heart isn't really a very concrete thing. It's like not really like a point in the heart, but it's really a feeling that awakens sometimes and then falls asleep again. So really just be yourself and just feel that you're a transmitter to everyone, no matter where they are, no matter how they are, no matter how they relate to you.
So it leads us to Jessica from Spain, as she's telling us, will people of the other practices also reach attainment and then join the Kabbalists in unity? Well, practices, I don't know, other methods, Reiki, the fourth way, I don't know, many practices. What will be with them?
I guess they will be fine. But unless they are trying to really reach the unity, and unless they are trying to really connect to other people, they will be just fine. I mean, they will feel better, they will feel more quiet, they might be able to somehow, be in touch with their ego, maybe try to lower it a bit, maybe like in Buddhistic and all kinds of yoga methods, they will be able to just quiet down. But as long as they are not searching for the connection above the ego and not below the ego, they will not be in this feeling that we are here talking about, right?
And
that
is why we should not address to them, because they already have their own methods, their own practices, their own religions. They feel sure that the will to receive is fulfilled by the promises, by the feelings that these earthly means give to them. And this is why we should not argue with them. Everyone should live with his own faith, and we should not coerce. Kabbalah is not a religion. As we said in many of the lessons, Kabbalah is a wisdom which is intended only to the point in the heart. Those who has it, this yearning to discover something above this world. Everything else, even though we imagine, I don't know, astral projections, telepathic, red strings, I don't know. Everything is within the limits of this world, within the limits of this perception. But when if you feel that someone is searching for another thing, this is the moment that you can offer him a link to this course, a book of Kabbalah. Means you do not become the lecturer or someone who will preach you should study Kabbalah. Just, even better, just as if it was, with the nonchalance. Just by the way, you can tell him, I might know something. You could read this book, and then they will discover.
And by the way, what for me always the point is that Kabbalah actually wants the people to be happy. As long as they are happy with their lives as they are, with whatever method they're doing, don't touch them. Don't get involved. Don't destroy their happiness. Rabash even said about a soccer field that he feels that this is a place that makes people happy, and therefore this is a good place. So as long as they're happy in their place, everything's fine. If they're not happy, if they're searching, if you see this point in the heart, which is actually a hole, it's just a hole, like there's something missing for the people in their lives, then you can go inside there, but not if they're just happy.
And last question, I think, in this series. Let's go to John from the UK, and he says, I just realized, as he wrote it during the lesson, I just realized I forgot about the intention. What can help me not to forget about the intention?
This is your question, don't
My question? You don't need an intention? Well, John, the intention is a very slippery thing, I would say. It depends on many things. I will try to put it in very simple terms. We don't have any intention. Okay? Our intention is to receive. We don't know it yet. We need to discover it. How can we discover that our intention is only to receive? If I don't discover that my intention is only to receive, I won't have any deficiency, any desire to alter this intention. But I would remain and think that, okay, I study Kabbalah, it's good, everything's good, and I will eventually reach something. And this is the biggest lie ever of the will to receive, the ego, which is in this way is it's deceiving us. And the best way to deal with intention is our mutual work with the friends, with those who have the same desire as us. This is what the meaning in Hebrew of the word, of the term friend, chaver. It comes from the word chaver leitchaber, to connect. Those who have the same point in the heart, and only these points in the heart, this desire can connect. When we're in the workshop and we're trying to connect one with the other, then we feel really this field of intentions, their intentions, which are always to connect, even though I might judge it on the contrary, and my intention, which is, this is how I begin to develop a concept that we will study about, and it's called the prayer. What do I wish for? And this is how we build the lack, the real deficiency, the most precious an important deficiency in the existence, which is the deficiency to change my intention toward the friends, towards the other. So if you realize that you forgot about the intention, first of all, it's good, very good. Second thing, now you need help. Who will remind you about the intention during the lesson, during your life? What will help you? This is what we spoke many times about, the influence of the environment. So we need to choose the right environment and always to strengthen it. And I'm sure you will do it.
Yes. Just one more sentence. It's like, sometimes I think of it as of, women thinking pictures. I think of it as of like a very thin voice. Sometimes you hear this zzz in the ear, which is a very... you almost can't hear it. The first time you get it, you really can hear it, but then everything else is much noisier. Your thoughts are much noisier, the people around you are much noisier, and the intention, which is actually the voice of the point in the heart, is so not noisy. It's like very almost forgettable, and then it's very easy to get used to it and then forget it after seconds. And you need somebody who will remind you and ask you, do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? And speak about that and remind you about that, and then it will actually be always there. You will not get used to it, because our nature tends to get used to everything. And just a good environment, it's all about that. And good luck.
And men are thinking in anecdotes, so I will add something that I heard from Rav Leitman. When he was a student of Rabash, he's told that he drove the car many times in the day, and he wrote on the hand, on this part, on the wrist, he wrote something. He wrote about the Creator, there is none else besides him, and he was driving. And even though he always looked at it, it became only a dry sentence, something without any meaning. He was looking at, yeah, I must... And it was only words. So without the right environment, without the connection, that through this connection the light flows, and it shines on your capability to remember. Why do we remember things? When I was in love, I was always thinking about this woman. Importance. That's it. So we need the friends to give us the importance. And if it will be important, we will always think of it. Okay?
Good luck, John.
Good luck, John, and all of you friends. Let's move on to the next clip.